welcome to another live stream. I'm super excited. It's Friday night. We're gonna have so much fun together. I saw this morning while I was scrolling through my Instagram and Pinterest as well, I saw something on my boards that I just couldn't let go. And I loved it so much, I was immediately drawn into it, and I looked at it and look at what I saw. I saw this piece here by Lex Wilson on Instagram, and he created these amazing pieces, kind of like this as well, I think. Yes, this is also from him. And you see, they're just beautiful. They're just mind-blowing. And so this is what we're going to do today. I took a crack at it. I tried it out. I tried to figure out how this actually works because it's not as easy as I thought it would be, but it's super fun. And I was immediately intrigued. So guys, it's kind of like playing Fruit Ninja. And I don't know how many of you guys know Fruit Ninja, where you throw something up and then you slice it around and then you have those fruit pieces that cut out and have those pieces that fall apart. So kind of like this, we're going to do that with letters. We're going to split them up and to cut them in half. So we're taking our Japanese knife, I don't know what it's called, the sword that's super sharp, and really excited about that, super hyped about creating something together, and I hope that the stream is working out really well. I'm not seeing a lot of comments right now, but I'm excited to be here with you guys and to spend this day or night or wherever, what time it is for you guys to create something amazing together. So before we get started, I do these live streams for free, and I keep on intending to do these for free. YouTube actually shows me that I'm making about maybe $5 or $10 per stream, which is not a lot, but I'm having fun doing them. So I want to take the time right now while we're doing this all on lockdown to kind of provide you guys with something, a time to be creative, a time to create something. And if you want to help me out, if you want to support me in any way, and you don't have to, absolutely nothing. You can just watch, you can just click away, whatever you want to do. But it would help me if you hit the like button, if you leave a comment, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you want to see more of that content, watch the other YouTube streams that we did, because this week we've done already 4, and this is the 5th, and I'm about to go into the weekend. Really excited about that too. And we're going to be back next week on Monday with another stream with something amazing. Plus, I have a special guest lined up. You guys maybe check it out and maybe come up with one thing. So I'm really excited about that. So guys, let's get started. Let's jump into it. And before we really get started with creating, I'm just going to explain how it works and kind of what I've learned doing this today. So let's jump into it. And let's change the music for a second, because this track is right now on a loop and you guys don't want to listen to that the whole time. Am I right? I hope not. I am not. So let me just refresh the studio in the background so I can see you guys maybe still commenting or not. I don't want to miss out any cool comments of you guys. So I'm going to jump right into Procreate here. Oh, I see a lot of people. Katana, that's the word that I was looking for. This is why I love doing the live streams, because you guys are pretty amazing. And I'm seeing here Sarita from Colombia, Lindo as well, even though he's super late for him to watch. Jamie from New Zealand, probably early morning for her on Saturday. You guys are awesome. If you like what you see, also take a picture of the creation process and tag me in it. I would love to see where you guys are watching from, what time it is, who you're drawing with if you're not drawing alone, and of course all these other things. All right, let's do this. So here I took the first letter that we drew. So we did this last week. Man, time flies by so fast. We actually did this week. So we created this piece here with all these different elements, and we drew these letters. So let me just see if I can have a little playback of how we created these pieces. So we created these boxes, of course, but then here we use the letter builder to create that box. And so we create all these different letters like this here, the O, the E, the S, and the P. And so we kind of drew the letter, and then we duplicated it, drew the 3D, connected all the parts, and then we had a beautiful letter. So I'm going to be taking one of those letters, the R here, and I'm going to transfer that. Actually, it's this one here. I'm going to be using this for the example. And I'm just going to quickly repeat. So one of the things how you can do that, and you can do that on paper. I'm just choosing to do that on Procreate because on the iPad, because I have just a faster way of doing things. So quick way of drawing a 3D letter is you can take the letter builder, for example, here. So it's a grid of how a letter is built in a fast sense. And then I can use the isometric grid here. And so I saw a lot of people as well using this here to create their own letters. So I can change the shape here, rotate that a little bit around, or freeform, move this around here, and then move this up, kind of like this, making sure that that shape is about right, laying it down, and then make sure that you have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the spacing upwards, and so on. And then we're just gonna adjust here and there a little bit. Almost there. Looks perfect. Okay, so this is our shape. This is where we're gonna draw our letter. And now I can use another layer and just hide that a little bit. And then go in, boom, boom, boom. Where is it? Here, my brushes. So I'm gonna draw an R. And then you can draw here those lines, follow the guidelines. And if you're not sure how to draw the letter R, you can just watch the last live stream we did where we did every single letter, so you can see exactly how you can draw these letters. But first off, you just want to draw one letter and then create a duplicate. Let's see if I still have enough layers to use exactly. You can then put it higher up, like put a distance between them. And then you want to connect all the edges, meaning you want to connect here these endings and connect them so together so they fit really nicely. And don't worry if it's going a little bit too fast, then just rewatch one of the other episodes where I explain this more in full details, so you can actually have a greater idea of what we did there. So here we go. I'm just erasing all the parts that are not essential. Like this. Perfect. So I'm left off with the R that I would use. Now imagine a cake, or again, like the Fruit Ninja, we're using our katanas and we're slicing it through. So what happens if we're slicing it through? There's gonna be a cut. Now I'm gonna take this from the side. So imagine that you would look straight away from this direction, from the bottom of the R. You would look here into it, and what you would see is that there's actually like a shape, and maybe I'll use a different color. Maybe I'll get some green in here. So imagine that this here is a square shape. This is the shape, right? And what we're doing here is we're cutting through it with a knife with our katanas, and we're looking into that. So what will happen is that all of this will be cut off, the top part here. So all of this here will be sliced off, and this will create these weird shapes. So it's not gonna be no longer here cut, but this shape is actually really helpful now for us to draw. So if you're doing it on paper, imagine just drawing out this shape so you know kind of the cuts. And if you want to do the same cut, like a perfect straight cut from both sides, then you can use this shape. And then you can move it along, kind of like on this angle here. So this will be everywhere where it's perfectly cut. So if I take that, for example, here, or better yet, a helpful guide would be to have also this letter here at the bottom, just so we can see that too. So you'll see this technique here to cut out your letters. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of time, and I'm just gonna cut out that here and then duplicate. Ooh, I wasn't able to duplicate that. Weird. Because I wasn't in the right layer, apparently. Kind of like this. So you see before we deleted everything, which we could have left for later. But now I can just take this down again. Now you can see, you have to imagine like a scanner that will scan through the whole element. Like in the movies where you see like, wow, this is scanning through the whole piece. Like, yes, this is exactly what it's doing. So now that we have that, we can go back again. And this is the scanner. This will go kind of like this whole thing here, and it will scan through the entire piece. So if I go here, where there's a cut over there, maybe this is the weird way to seeing this. Maybe I can take another part. For example, here. You can see this part here. So what happens is that I would take another line here and then draw a straight line all the way to the end here. And this line will go straight down, and these will intersect. So this is where that would happen. And so you could take those straight lines here. So imagine if this was a square. It's a lot more helpful if you imagine this as a square, because then the round parts would kind of connect like that. So suddenly this shape here morphs into a flatter shape, a longer shape, because it's cut down not equally. And I hope that makes sense in some way. It does for me. It's a lot to do with the imagination. But again, let's take the scanner a little bit further. Let's move it to the end here. And so this part here, you got to imagine that if we even take, maybe we can do that. Maybe there's even an easier technique. Maybe I haven't just thought of it yet. So let's see. If I move this up here and then morph that into, oh, this is not as easy as I thought it would be. It kind of have to morph this way, but still stay straight, which this makes it a nightmare to actually morph and warp. But essentially, this is what we're doing. We're kind of like shifting the position and trying to pull it down. So here, this is not the best example, and now I'm stuck in Procreate. It's not responding right now. Okay, let me erase all of these parts, because I drew this here a lot better. So let's see this again, and let's create these elements. So here what I did is I drew the R and I created all these elements, and then I start to connect all of these elements here. So all these pieces, just so I can visualize it a lot better. Now, Sihi is saying is really hard to read. Oh, the computer sound is not working. Why is the computer sound not working? I can hear the music. Why can you guys not hear the music? Audio device. Now you guys can hear music. Oh, there we go. That's what was missing. Some good music. Okay, so let's look at that again. So now that I have the cut, I've decided how I want to cut it. This is the cut that I want to make. So piecing this out, and now I'll have the same cut at the end over here. And so this will help me to transform that. Finally, I have this piece that I use to move in between. It's kind of like the scanner that is used for every piece. So whenever I know that like this touches at the bottom here, or for example, just this line here. Let's, for example, take this line here. This is interconnects. And I will know that it will hit exactly this spot here, and this line would be parallel to that, but lower down. And to know where it ends, I just have to move around the scanner here. That will kind of like, it will always be on the same edges. And I can move around. And then I see, now I just have to zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. So now I know that if this line here is on the scanner perfectly here, like that, I can hide that back. And I now know that I can connect. I have to go back to the layer here, and I can connect these lines. And so this roundness here would kind of be from here to here, and it would be connected this way. And again, if I move the scanner a little bit further back to this line here, so I need to make sure that it's connected to this line at the bottom and to the line at the top. And then I can finish this drawing here, seeing that the R, the openness of the R here will be here at the bottom. So this line will connect there. What am I doing? Something is wrong, something is off. Oh yeah, totally off. So it actually starts here. Man, I did a huge mistake. Why did I do this mistake? Okay, so this is all cut because it actually starts lower and it starts here. So again, make sure that you align your lines perfectly here and you connect these parts. So I know now that this would be connected like that and that the R would close off here. And also the R would start only here, up here. And that's kind of like the cut slice of the letter R. And now all we have to do is figure out what parts are visible here. And in this case, I kind of know where they all are. And that's pretty the hardest part to do. And we're gonna do that in a second when we're starting to draw. But as you can see here, when I finished drawing it, this is what I was left with. This was the sliced off R. I hope this makes a little bit of sense. It will make hopefully a little bit more sense when we start drawing because we're going through the whole process together and you can see where we have some troubles and thing. Yes, Sayeda, it's absolutely a geometry lesson. So if you're not really into geometry or shapes, it's gonna be a little bit tricky. But again, let's look at it in a more simple way. Instead of looking at it as with a letter, let's look at it as a square shape. So imagine this is your square shape. Easy 3D square shape, right? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slice it up here. And I'm gonna have the same slice on this other side. And it will cut through all these corners. It will be parallel corners here. So this is kind of the easy way. So it's a parallel slice. So what will happen is that this will be the cut part. And then we can erase all of this up top here. And this will become our slice. It gets harder when we actually start slicing it up in a different way. So I'm saying, imagine that from one side, you cut it up maybe more round, maybe more like this. And on the other side, kind of like here, you cut it there, and you cut it here, and you cut it like that. So this here will be your cut slice. Now you gotta imagine that if you have like, again, this shape here, this scanner that goes through it, it will be all these elements that will kind of like connect on some level, and it has to morph into this. And so all these lines, this grid here, will help you to keep track of how the line is. So imagine if I cut this piece again in half, so if I just take another knife and I slice it right here in half, what will happen is I'm gonna just slice it here, and it will touch this line. And this line, if I cut it back here, it should align perfectly with this line over here, almost does, and then it would be a perfect cut like that. And then we can erase again all the rest. Like this. And so you imagine you can just keep on cutting it in every single way you want to. Like if I cut it straight again, like this, the same principles align. Like if it stays pretty symmetrical, like that, it has the same cut here. It's kind of like this. Then it should be cut somewhere like this. And if I erase all of this again, you can see we're always left with some more or less slices. So this is kind of what you're gonna do, and the same thing, the same grid you're gonna use over here is that you are having this cut out here in this box. So really imagine it's simple like a box. And then all these lines here will stay the same. Etc. And so you can see that when this line here, this is the hard line here, the crossing, when this one hits here, it will follow this line and it will connect. So you see the grid here on top, and the same grid goes up here. Now, of course, if the whole thing is not flat, it won't be a perfect grid, but you can move that around and it's gonna start off. So imagine you have a weird shape, kind of like that. Then this will start to slowly drift off into something like this, and your grid will start to look a little bit more like that. But then you know exactly that if a line hits here, that this is kind of the line that it should be following to really place that really nicely. I hope this makes sense, and I hope this will help you guys now in the next step. So now that we're jumping into a word, let's see what word we can use today. I'm gonna show, let's see, because this is actually, well, let's see, together. My friend did this challenge. He said it's called Together, the Together Challenge. Tarvan is his name. He's a French friend from France, from the southern part of France, I think. And let's see, I should get him on the show as well one time. So Together, don't even know how many letters there are. So here's one way of also doing Together in a fun style. So you can add text, and I can write it out. I don't even have to, I can just write out Together like that, edit style, and I can choose the letter builder font. So this is really helpful because now I know exactly the size. I can choose the kerning. I want it really narrow. And I believe we're gonna have a lot of time spent on this, but now this is gonna be fun. No, this is actually too much for this live stream. We're already half an hour in. I'm gonna do something shorter. Let's do cool. Cool is fun. Or create. Create is still long. Create is long as well. Let's do jump. I don't know why, but jump is fun. Okay. Four-letter words. It's gonna erase the last one, and I'm gonna scale that up. And because I want to have it in 3D, I'm gonna actually start bending this one around. Freeform. And I'm gonna change even the dimensions here to make it really look crazy sick. because that's what we do. Okay, let's try this. I'm taking a black pen here, and now I know, whoa, should change the pen here to a and kind of like taking from the lesson that I learned yesterday with Ian, how to draw a J in a fun way. Then we had the U, whoa. Let's connect all these lines. So first off, really just draw the layer, the letters all one by one. So I'm gonna be excited to see you guys actually draw this and what you guys are creating. If my explanations were somehow helpful, then I think you guys should be doing a great job. You can also get an awesome free drawing sheet with the letter builder that we've put out, where you can actually just start drawing and using it as well. It's a great way to practice drawing letters. You can do the challenge that we did yesterday during drawing all the different letters. So kind of like that, right? And let's duplicate this. Duplicate. And I'm gonna bring this up. And I just want to take that up straight, not mess around too much. And I already see it's gonna be a nightmare, but hey, if it's not difficult, we're not gonna learn much. Am I right? Probably not. Especially with all these round elements, this is gonna be extra hard. You probably would be better off with writing something like hello, not even hello. So now I'm just connecting all these parts, and the more lines I've drawn, the better it will be for me later on, because I will have to redraw. I need those lines everywhere to redraw that. We see that even in Lex Wilson's piece. If I jump back here, you can see how many lines he's actually created. Like, he has connected everything, and he told me this morning that the thing is, it's really all in preparation. Like, the more you prepare, the better the result will be. So spending more time in actually preparing all the lines is what will make it more successful. So I'm even gonna do this here for these round parts, because I feel like this will help me tremendously later on. Trying to get these lines as straight as possible. By the way, how is everyone doing? How was your week? I hope you had a creative week and you didn't let the lockdown, the quarantine, the virus, anything stop you from creating, and that you were just productive. And even if you weren't, that's okay too. To be honest, I this afternoon had to take a little nap. It felt good. It's a great time to do that because you have to do it sometimes. And if you guys have any questions as well, just let me know in the comments below. Even if you're rewatching this, just let me know. I would love to help. Okay, let's see if I can add some more guidelines here. This is really a math geometry lesson. But you'll see all these lines will be so essential when you start drawing. And that's why I want to spend some time making sure that I got pretty much everything done as close as possible. Because then the next part will be easy. Well, you heard me say that now, but it's not gonna be easy. Supernova spent all week with me. That's right, you did. We did spend a lot of time together, guys. You all are legends. We created a lot. I created a lot this week. I must admit, it was a productive week for me, and I'm really happy. So this looks super unorganized and super complicated, and I must admit, it is gonna be a pain to figure out everything, but we're gonna make it step by step, one straight line at a time. Whew. Okay. Perfect, I got it on a different line. Let's see if I can color in this here. Maybe this will help me. I'm not even sure if this will help me. Sure, to close this off. I'm gonna do the same thing here at the bottom with a maybe orange. Same problem. Okay, now comes the fun part, is where we decide how we're gonna cut it up, right? That is the really fun part. So deciding how we're gonna cut it up, I'm gonna draw 2 lines. Maybe I'm even gonna use a grid to help me out. Is that gonna help me? I'm just trying to figure it out. It actually might help me. Let's see if we can do something amazing that I haven't thought of before. Let's see, let's hide this back up here. I have some ideas how we could do it better. I'm not sure if this is the best way of doing it, but it could work. Anyways. You know, sometimes you really gotta just try it out. See wherever it will lead you. Why is this line not straight? Okay, so this is a weird box. Merge down. So this is the box that we're gonna cut up. And there, I realize this 3D is totally off on a couple of different levels, but hey, we're gonna work with that now. Could you slice the box forms and then carve the letters out of it? Could work. All right, let's try something out. Let's see if we cut it up. Let's use this here. So I'm gonna, should I do this to be fun? Let's try that. Jump, and then try to see to do the same thing at the back here. This is not actually gonna work because it's not the same shape. I'm actually gonna do this higher up here. And I'll tell you why this could be fun. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this one a little bit lower, like this here. This will be fun, but it will be tricky. So now you gotta imagine we have to create all these lines in between. And probably back there it will be a little bit trickier. And then we're gonna have all of these lines, so maybe if I start copying this could actually help me. So now the whole game has changed, but this is going to help me to figure out kind of the form of the whole shape. Lindo is dying over here since his brain is exploding. Well, good thing we're doing it today. Okay, now this is totally freaking me out, I gotta admit, but we're gonna try and see how well we can bring that together, you guys. It's a nightmare. I don't know why I started this, and I'm probably sorry because this is really hard. Let's try if we can just draw an M to start off with. So the M would start here. It would be normal, like all these parts would stay the same. And so this part is really easy. Like the lower part here, even the P, easy peasy. But now here starts the little problem. So again, I can start up and I should be able to see that if this is the line, it should go up here. Then it will pretty much follow the shape. And since this is going up here, it should actually come in here, right there. Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna follow this line here too. And maybe even go up there. And then we're having this M. Like the cut here is straight, so that's gives us a little bit more flexibility. And it should connect, actually, it should be connecting to this line here. And then my P as well is not entirely right. Should be connecting up here. So this is where the M connects. And then the P. Ooh, the P is hard. That should be the P over here. And then guys, it's gonna look awesome. I have no doubt about it. It's absolutely not as easy right now. It looks nice already. Thank you. So here is the middle of the M that will connect somewhere. So again, I know that it will be here, so it will connect up here. And it will probably stay there. So if I am correct, this M will stay there, and then it will connect up here. So following the lines is about what it should be looking like. So here are the two parts that end, and I just need to see this is, okay, connects to the lower line. It's finding all the right lines right now that is tricky, but you can totally do this with a little bit of playing around. And then you can connect these. Guys, I have no doubt that this will look pretty insane and cool, but it is absolutely nightmare to draw this, for sure. So if I'm correct, this is where the line would hit, yes. Oh no, did I? No, I didn't draw on the wrong layer. Okay, let's have a look of what we've done already. And let's see if that looks like something we want to finish. How does that look? Well, yeah, definitely if you did every single letter individually, that would absolutely be a lot more helpful. Okay, but this, come on guys, isn't this insane somehow? The hard work is paying off. And now if we erase all these help lines here that we've created. But I agree, this is a nightmare, and it's not maybe the best thing to do on a Friday night. Especially if you want to just chill and relax. But since we've had to do that probably most of the week anyway, and we need a challenge because, hey guys, we grow with a challenge. This already looks really cool. So Dia is asking, can you do this on paper? Absolutely. My first attempts were on paper that I tried out. It works as well. Just sketch it out really with a pencil, something fine, something that you can work around again and again and again, before you then do the finished version. So when you use afterwards like a fine pointer or like a fine liner just to create these strong edges, kind of like I use this black here for. Like everything else right now should be in pencil. All right, so we did everything else here. Let's see how we can do the next part. So let's see. Let's start off with a straight line. So the U will connect from here, and it will pretty much get you a straight line all the way to the bottom, where it should connect down here. As you can tell, not my finest job yet. And the same thing over here. Connect to this line, and this will connect to that line, and I can connect these, nope, from here to here. And then I start to construct it. So here, that's where it ends, and it goes up to the straight point. Connect there. And what about this end here? This will also be straight up. So much playing around. Now imagine if you were using a cursive letter, that would be absolutely insane. I hope you guys are not chilling. It would be too sad. You guys should be drawing, should be trying it out. Accept the challenge, create something, guys. I understand. I'm kidding. I understand that. But hey. All right, so this is where it would connect here. That's where the roundness will start. And so from here to here. So this is the part for the roundness. And this will help me create the round parts. Okay, so this is also where I would start off with rounding up my letter, my U. So if I'm correct, this should align here. Yes, it does. Ooh. Okay, now I'm excited. Ha! It's coming together. Can you believe this? I'm trying. It's hard. Yes, Lindo. But good on you that you're trying, guys. This is where I'm really excited. Sorry, my voice is going really loud right now, but I'm so pumped. Because if you're trying out something that you cannot figure out right now, or that you feel like, this is hard, but a challenge is also extremely rewarding. This brings me great to a point right now. Let me see if I can, front finish double, no. Okay, so if something is really challenging, and if you overcome that challenge by trying, by failing, and by exploring it, then it's actually gonna bring you so much joy. Like right now, I'm pumped. I don't know about you, but I'm pumped. I'm having so much fun, and this is what it's really all about. I don't really actually get to try out these things that are really easy. Teaching you guys that is actually my challenge, as well as just trying it out in front of you guys live. But you see, I'm actually really excited. It makes so much fun and so much, brings so much joy to do that. And talking of challenges right now, facing this crisis that we're doing right now with the virus, with the corona, and everything that's going on with the shutdown, with the lockdown, you know, we're all in a challenging place right now. But this is why I believe that this will bring so much opportunity as well, because you're trying and you are facing this and you're making something amazing out of this. This is why I highly recommend, guys, to face those challenges. And if this is a motivational video as well, then yes, come on guys, we can do this. It's so much fun, to be really honest. It's so much fun. Look at that. It's looking great. I'm pumped. Now we only have one letter left. Let's see if we can figure out how to do the J. But again, I've been only doing this morning. I've been trying it out this morning, and it's so much fun. You can totally do that on paper. We can do it later. Like, how much time did we spend already on that? That's a sketch, but it's already really fun to do. So let's get started. You guys, Cortland, yes, please post the pictures, share it with me. I want to see what you guys are creating. I'm pumped to see all of that. So let's bring up these letters again, these layers. Perfect. Okay. So the final letter, let's see if we can maybe take the advice that we got from someone here to just draw one letter one by one. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm actually gonna draw out here. This is the straight line, this is the other straight line. Then we connect it. Like, I need these guidelines somehow to then help me draw this letter. Nope, that was actually good. And then I can draw these up here. Oh, I can see actually this working pretty well. That you can actually do this without, let's see, how much can I take away? Can I take away all of this here? Yes. Oh, maybe not the box layer grid here. Yes. So oops. Zoom out a little bit. No. So this is where it touches. This is where the other part touches. So this is just one letter that we're doing here. But all of these lines, I feel like they're really helping us out. So now I know that this part here will be bent. So when I draw up here, it will have the same curve. It will go in and out. This will connect. And then here, let's see, this is where it should go. Yes. So this is on that top line. All right, I feel like we got the letter J, and if you can't see it right now, this is okay, but I feel like I can see the letter really well. And now if I blend in the rest of the word here, I should be able to finish off this letter with ease. So maybe we just figured out a brand new technique. maybe I forgot to finish that line here. Just like that. Boom! We got that. I'm trying it, but I'm totally freaking out. Yes, Marcus, good on you. Freaking out is the first step to, well, still freak out, but it's a good step. It's a good place to move, to be, and to merge down. All right, I feel like I learned again something new, which I can probably teach you guys now. I'm sure Lex Wilson, who kind of made this all happen here now, didn't he? He probably has more techniques to share how he does it, how he traces it, because he's doing it on paper and it actually works really well. But look at that. All right, so my technique would be, if I would hide that all I need is this layer here. No, actually not this layer here. The box, which is really helpful, and the cutouts. The cutout, which is here. This cutout actually helps me a lot. So I would start from creating a new layer and then start tracing these upwards, making like sure that I got all the lines here. This way here. Here, again, I'm making sure that I got the starting points where the curve will start and kind of hit the next curve. So I know that this curve here will be somewhere around there, and I know that somehow this line here is the furthest out it should be. So now I can kind of trace that back here, and I can trace these here. And now I also will trace here a straight line. And somehow, oh wait, this is why it's not straight. Kind of like that, right? Tracing a line here. So this is kind of that layer there. Then I can connect these two. Here, this is kind of essential here to have that straight here. Because now this is where it's gonna connect. So if you do it one by one, it's actually really helpful. Again, we have here for the round parts. Those are the tricky ones, right? So here, this is kind of where it would start. So now I know that this line will kind of like follow that curve. Same thing with here. I also see that this here would follow that curve. So parallel to this line, it would go around. And then I have this line here that will start like that. And now I can whoop. Actually, no, it needs to connect further. Again, now something is off, but no, here it is. This is where it should connect. So again, here, this little roundness there, that's where it should be. Or not. Oh, okay, I see where I made the mistake. You see, I stopped here, but I should have gone higher up. There we go. And this would be up here. So now these are the intersections. So I can kind of connect that. Here, this roundness starts from there and from here. So now I can kind of create a, whoops, now I lost it here. So from there to this, kind of curve this out. Same thing over here. And so on. So now that when I'm left with this all here, I should have all the lines to then draw this P. Let's see if I need to connect that. Yes. So now I could actually just redraw the P a lot easier because I have the shape. All right, but since we've already done this, actually no need for me to redraw it, but you see how easier that was to do it. You have a little bit less information, but you can figure it all out quicker. And again, it just needs a little bit of time and trial to test it out, make sure it works. And so on, and then you got it. The P on its own. But on its own, it doesn't look that great, but if you have the full word like this, and let's add some coloring in here at the end. Just to color these pieces in. Like that. So guys, I am pretty excited to see what you guys created. I hope that you tried something out. If you haven't finished already, that's totally fine. Try something out. You have the whole weekend to do that. I would love to see what you guys have created. This is what I came up with, the jump sign here, and I created different versions as well. So if you look at again here, I did the jump here, that's more of the curved version. I did the draw here, that's more like a going flat down, but has the same principles. Again, it has the line on top here, the other line, and then you have to see all these elements, kind of like how it would be cut out. Kind of like a cake, it has then two pieces and the opposite as well. Thank you, Kiera, so much for saying that I'm a great teacher. Also, again, like you just saw, the Patreon is a way to support me if you want to. Feel free to do so. Absolutely only if you want. And if you have created something, please share it with me. Tag me in your Instagram post. I'd love to see it, and I'll see you on Monday for the next tutorial. I am always happy to hear your ideas, so if you leave them in the comments below, I'll be able to see them. That will be actually really helpful. And hope you guys will have a time to rest, to settle down, to try out new things, to be challenged as well. And I can't wait to see what you guys have created. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please leave a thumbs up if you haven't already, a comment for new ideas. Subscribe if you haven't already either. And let's see what we can create with 3D even more. Like next week, brand new topics, brand new items, and stay creative, guys. All right, see you soon.